Alright, so go
You
ahead.
are live.
Huh?
You are live.
Alright, go ahead and put the camera, focus right on that skull. That's what you're going to focus on. Too close, back up a little bit. Yeah, because I'm going to do it just like this. It works out really slick if I do this. Check this out, just follow me.
This and skull. Oh, hey. That's a cobra. That was really cool. Sorry about the shaking of the camera, but she's focused on it.
This is Ariana. She's the sunset, possible super sunset monocle cobra. And you can see right now, she's real alert, flaring her neck muscles out to the side, giving you that iconic cobra stance. Basically, she's saying she doesn't understand why her safe hut isn't in her cage. She's real nervous. You can see she's reacting to the motion of the camera, to the motion of me.
I want to get a spot where it sits still so she doesn't care about it.
It's okay.
Oh, that's cool.
She's reacting to the motions. They're startling her, so they're making her nervous. You notice that her tongue's not flicking out a lot. She's just kind of stanced up. She's trying to focus on the heat or the motion, that she sees, and she's trying to figure out what it is. She's trying to understand if it's a threat. So what's going through her head right now? Well, based off from her body language, she's a little bit nervous. She's semi-confused. She's not sure if that phone in front of her is something that's going to hurt her or not. So she's trying to make herself look as big as she can, flattening out her neck. And you'll notice, go ahead and go in just a little closer. Her first reaction is going to be to retreat. When it gets too close, see, she'll back up.
She don't care. I'm about to tap her with it.
Now, we're going to go ahead and get her out here and get her calmed down. Come on, bro.
But she didn't strike either. That's interesting.
You're in there. She feels really secure inside of that. So, she doesn't want to come out of it. There you go. Look at that beautiful hood. You can tell with their genetics, there she comes. Realize that she's not safe in her little hut no more. Now, you notice her hood went down. Now she's what I consider in exploring mode. She's got her tongues flicking out a lot. She's smelling and tasting. She's exploring her new surroundings. This is more of an inquisitive look. When they're a little bit more relaxed, you see the hood's down. Tongue flicking. When she's at a relaxed point like this, it's then that I know that she's calm enough to where I can come under like this and tail this snake. Generally, she wants to hold my hand because she thinks I'm a stick. As long as I'm just gently underneath her, she has no idea that I'm a person. She thinks I'm just another stick that she's climbing on. She's not feeling threatened. And that's how I'm able to comfortably work with such a venomous snake, is I take the time to respect the animal and understand its body movements and what it's thinking. Now, if I'd have went in and tried to secure the snake while he was all feeling threatened and hooded up in that skull, she would have reacted defensively, and she would, good odds that I would have been dodging a strike. But now that she's relaxed, she's feeling comfortable, she's not feeling threatened, I can manipulate and move her around and work with her with quite a bit of confidence that I'm not in a whole lot of danger. Now, if she were to start getting huffy puffy, flaring out, tongue flicks slowed down, I would want to be weary. But even at that moment, with her being relaxed, if she starts to come towards me, I'm going to release that tail and reposition her, because do not forget that this beautiful, amazing creature that is just being completely relaxed and calm right here, this is an extremely venomous snake. And it could, well, drop for drop, the venom of this snake is more potent than a king cobra. And if something were to go wrong, and I were to receive a bite and get envenomated by this snake, it would not be fun. There's a very good chance that this snake, even with my bite protocols, could end my life. And that's why no matter what type of keeper you are, whether you're a free handler, whether you use tools like I do, always remember to respect the animals that you're working with, because it's when you lose that respect for the animal and what they truly are, that's when the problems happen. What a magnificent animal. What a beautiful, beautiful snake. And you can see she means me no harm. She's just checking things out. She realized that I'm not a threat. Matter of fact, she doesn't even realize that she's on my hand right now. She thinks she's just grabbing onto a tree branch. I'm not squeezing. It's all her motion. I'm only using the hook to ensure that she can't come back if she decides to all of a sudden get excited. And even though she's calm and I don't think that she would have tried to bite when she comes back, I'm not allowing it to happen, because I respect the capabilities of this beautiful, magnificent creature. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cage back in its cage here. Lock up to one side. I see him. I see him.
A lot more mobile and harder to film.
Huh?
A lot more mobile and harder to film.
Yeah. My hook. Just reset here. Go right back in where she feels most comfortable. And I guarantee you, by the end of the live stream, she'll be right back in that skull. That's her favorite spot to hang out.
Now that's a funny looking corn snake.
Lock that up right there. Now that is how you start a live stream. Let's lock this up and we'll get the camera flipped around. We got our guest in the backstage. Get him pulled around here.
I already got him.
Oh, what is up, man? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Joe?
Oop, let me switch my camera quick.
Enjoying the day off, man.
There we go. Alright. I gotta switch this. It's a brand new phone, so I'm figuring out how everything works on it still little by little.
What kind of phones you end up getting?
I got the iPhone 11.
Yeah, it's probably the better camera out of all the phones is on the iPhones.
That was what sold me on it. My wife has the iPhone SE, and she likes it, and I was gonna get that one, but the capabilities of the camera on this were just too good to not get this one. Since
Yeah,
that's the majority of what I'm using it for.
they
And then you can see, I
they
mean,
want
look
up
how
to
clear that
every
is.
year. Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. Even with your light, you know how usually there's a glare with your light in the background. It's
Yeah,
not
no,
there.
it's like it's gone. Isn't
Yeah,
that awesome?
yeah,
Dude, it's so sweet. Like I don't have to worry about nothing. I'm coming out nice and clear. I love it. Like honestly, I've never actually, this is my first iPhone I've ever had. And dude, honestly, it's my favorite phone I've ever had in my life. All right. What's up, Todd? What's up, J&G? Sarah Shea? How y'all doing? Iron Animal is over with. I figured y'all were gonna go a little late with that guest. What's up, sir? Yeah, if you're just raiding, y'all just missed some beautiful cobra action. Tonight we're talking about reading your animals and using that read to understand how to interact with them. And if you lose focus on that, in my opinion, it's almost disrespectful to the animal. But if you lose focus, that's when problems happen. If you're not understanding what your snake is telling you, and you just want to do what, you just want to go with the flow, like, hey, I need to move this snake. If that snake's telling you now is not the time, you need to know how to understand that, read it, and listen, because that's when problems come in. So we got Grandma tonight. How you doing, man?
oh, doing all right, man. Can't complain.
Hell yes.
Day off. It's always nice.
What's up, Anthony? Welcome to the live. Gary, welcome to the live. How's your new additions doing there, Grim?
Well, what did I get that was new?
I'm trying to. Didn't you send me a picture of a cobra that you got?
Oh, that Kowalski.
Yeah.
The Skittleaps. He settled in pretty good. He's took 2 meals for me. I had him out handling him for a little bit the other day.
What's up,
He's
Rockin' Scales? Welcome to the live. I'm glad that he's getting big. There's a couple of them out there. What's up, Benji? KY? Pat, what up? What up?
What's up, everybody? I can't see the chat when I'm on the browser, so.
Not as good now. Mr. Cobra.
Yeah, there's I don't know how to explain it, man.
I'd have to open it up in another.
It ain't even worth it, man. Between me and my boy, we can keep track of the comments. If someone asks you a question, I'll read it out, or I'll pop it on. Like if I pop it on the screen, you can see it then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can.
Venom? What's up, Moon? I need to shave. I'm looking homeless, aren't I?
I did this today, and the wife hates it when I do this because she doesn't like when I shave it all off. But in order to get it lined in right, I need like that even growth for like 2 days first.
Yeah.
And we had like 140-degree days, so that's like summertime to me already. So I was like, whoop, gone to the beard.
Venom's got a question.
It got 70 today here.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
70 would be nice. Well, man, me and the kid had the pedal bikes out today on the road a little bit, being idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna get me put in the hospital by the time the summer's over, but we've been having a lot of fun. I used to do a lot of BMX stuff when I was a teenager, and now my kid's getting into it, and my brain doesn't realize that my body ain't grown.
Yeah.
I don't listen to my body. I listen to my brain, and then I'll be in the hospital by the end of the summer for sure.
Yeah. I used to skate a lot, and I just kind of got out of it as I got older.
Right?
Yeah. I loved it, though, man. I highly encourage it.
Right? Yeah, man, I was out there doing wheelies and little bar spins and eating shit a little bit.
Yeah.
I could still ride it backwards. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, no one's shipping right now. They'll be shipping soon, though, man. Bioactive's definitely the way to go with squams.
Is that squam captive bred?
The one that he's waiting on, or the one that I have?
No, the one that he was waiting on. I seen that he said he was waiting on underground.
I don't know. They get both. They get wild caughts and captive ones there. So
Yeah, I know he does breed some.
right, dude. And like honestly, I didn't think y'all were gonna be coming over here so soon. I thought y'all were gonna be dealing with him for a minute. Yeah, he's getting one of their captive borns.
Nice.
Oh yeah, dude. KY for sure. People are so desperate to get stuff shipped. Like, a lady was been looking for some, I don't even know what species, some hard to find species of garter snake or whatever, and she's down in Louisiana, and the guy that's selling them lives like 30 minutes from me, and he won't ship them. So she's gonna buy them, and I'm gonna deliver them all the way down there. Well, I'm gonna take them to Texas to Sean and Lori, and then they're gonna run them over there at the Louisiana show for her. But
Man, Joe, you might have heard him. I don't know if we talked about him before. I'll go ahead and throw his name out there. You can tell him I sent you, or you can DM me after this. I got a buddy of mine that's been running a transport service. He mainly does do venomous, but he does non-venomous too. He'll bring it right to your door. You just
yeah,
pay for the animal, and then you Cash App, PayPal, whatever, him the money to bring it. And I mean, he brings it right to your door. His name's Timothy Gold.
nice.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. You can ask about him around in the hobby. He's got pretty good reputation built up.
Yeah, I used to bring stuff back all the time for people, but then like they got this stupid health certificate fucking bullshit, and they got
Yeah,
cracking down on it. So now I got to do everything by the book, which is fine. If that's what they want, I'll do it. It's just a little hassle. It's not like it costs a lot, but nobody wants to fucking do it the right way. And I'm like, listen, I'll bring the shit back for you. Like if I got to take it to her, that's no big deal. But if I'm in Texas and someone wants something here in Wisconsin, I got to go to a vet. I got to get a health certificate. I got to fill out import papers and shit. Like it's not that big of a deal. I'll just add it to my list. But they don't, I was charging people before the permit bullshit. I was charging them $50 and $25 each additional animal after the first one.
yeah,
And capped out at like $100. I wouldn't charge nobody. If they bought 20 things, it was $100. Like that was like my max.
Yeah.
But you tell them, well, it's an extra $50 for the health certificate paperwork, and they're like, oh no, never mind. Well, you got to get that anyway to bring that shit in here legally.
But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
They will come knocking right at your fucking door. You can't tell them no, and they'll come inspect everything you fucking got and walk you right through the line of what to do right. They're really nice people. I mean, at least they were with me, but they love my shit. They came in I don't know, they didn't know what to expect because normally they deal with like horses and farm animals and stuff. And so they were like, they heard snakes and whatever. I don't know what they envisioned in their mind, but it wasn't what they seen when they came to my house because they left here impressed. Like they even made excuses to come back 2 more times with different people just because they wanted to show my shit off, I swear.
Well, man, I see it in my local groups a lot and stuff too, man. They're so used to getting these calls with just poor husbandry animals and fish tanks in living rooms and stuff, so for them to see something like that, it was probably impressive. It was probably
they like it. Now he calls me all the time, man. We're talking about going fishing together this spring. He was a cool dude, man. I didn't hold nothing against him. He was doing his job, and if that's how they want it done, whatever, that's how I'll do it. It's one of those laws that actually 99% of people don't even know about it unless they've had them at their door. Rockin' Scales, as far as that goes, to the best of my knowledge, right now they're still on their 2-week vacation thing. So everything's at a standstill on that for now. What's up, Ozak? Derek? What's up? Your son Dustin? What's up, Dustin? How are you doing?
What's up,
Welcome to the
Dustin?
live. Dustin, want to see a snake? Well, let's pull out a snake for Dustin. I got to change the water on this one anyway, and I love pulling the snake out. I don't have to go nowhere else.
Shut up.
What's up? What up, bro? Thank you for that. Thank you for that, sir.
What's up,
I
Jeff?
love pulling the snake out because it's becoming one. Dude, I say that about everything. They're all my fucking favorite. Every one of them's my favorite. But I love this snake. Justice, when I pull this out, you want to go ahead and change the water on them?
Excuse me, charisma. Vodka espresso.
Oh shit! I always forget about that on Wednesdays.
Sit down.
Timers. Where's my mini hook? They're right there above your head. You guys, my mini hook.
You just say one, I'm assuming that.
Yeah, one's fine, but set a second one right by the phone there.
Yeah.
Where's that look for you? Because they're so tiny. Did they bring it up? Yep, you are.
That's a bad spot.
Alright.
Another
Yeah, actually I do. Look at that kid, man. 15 years old, he knows what the fuck's up. Sweetheart. There you are. I need to come out of there. You like to come see the camera, don't you?
Oh, so beautiful.
Let me switch this to solo quick. What's up, Dustin? Forgot what this damn snake's name is.
Jordison.
Jordison. Yes, that's what the snake's name is. See? Here you go, Dustin. Meet Jordison. Jordison is a white-lipped tree viper. He's a little male. As he gets older, that line down the side there is going to get super bright white all up into his lip. Here's another one. You'll notice that on this snake, I'm just keeping it right at the tip of that hook. These snakes are really springy. You notice he's always kind of coiled up. They're super, super fire cat strikers. It's definitely, especially, there we go, especially at this size. Yeah, come walk down the hook. He's going to want to stretch out. Huh? Yeah, fresh water and mixed it up real good in there. Thanks, bud. You'll see his tongue's flicking. He's just checking everything out. He's being pretty relaxed. But these are a snake that are generally won't give you much warning for a strike unless you really got them irritated, because they're an arboreal viper. They hang out in the trees and they just wait for motion, whether it's rodent, bird, frog, gecko, lizard, anything that moves past them, and they just snatch out, strike it real quick. So this is one of them snakes that is really hard to read and understand what they're thinking, other than when they got their tongue flicking. You see that? He's investigating. Thinking, oh, you're knocking my phone over there, guys. There we go. So this is one that I always wonder what they're thinking, especially when they're just sitting there on a branch, because they'll sit there and not move, sometimes days at a time. You two boys are loud.
Sorry. We was thinking about putting.
There you go, Dustin.
Because you said cutie patootie. Bro really said cutie patootie.
Pull him out, and that's just for you, bud. Let me switch me out of solo here. Get him put back. I love that snake, man.
Like casual.
Dude, this thing takes frozen thawed like a champ.
It's Captain Bread.
Yeah, by fascination.
Yeah. You paid for it too, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. That makes all the difference right there.
It's worth it though, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you got TikTok. I just got one. I feel like, what's the word? A sellout. I feel like a sellout because I got a TikTok and I like it a lot.
Yeah. He said, I feel a little bad because I like it.
Right. But I just did one of them with him taking frozen thawed, man. It just superstar.
Yeah.
Frozen thawed right off tongs. No issues. No scars, no ticks. Beautiful colors. And you get to watch him grow. But he is a little fire cat, though.
Yeah. Springy.
Yeah, dude. When it comes to reading snakes, arboreal vipers, in my opinion, between arboreal vipers and crotulus, man, that's why I
Yeah.
like cobras.
Gaboons are unpredictable. Bittis. They're quick and don't tell you anything.
Sweaty man. Tell me, what are some of the things that you look for when you go to pull out a snake? Say you got to maintenance its cage and you got to pull that snake out. What's the first thing that you're looking for when you open that cage up?
Where its head's at, for one. Yeah. So I've got a lot of rattlesnakes. And some of them I keep in the racks, so I don't really know where their head is when I first go to open up. So like my big female Atrox,
No problem.
I'll
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'll look at where her head's at, and typically she's all noise, but not always. So like with her, and like especially with a lot of the rattlesnakes, man, a lot of them I won't even attempt to tail them.
Right.
It's just not happening.
No.
But like with her, even though she's a more laid back individual, I'll test with her tail. Like I'll touch her tail a little bit with the hook and pull it to me, and like if she doesn't like it, usually she pops her head back around on me.
What's up, Jaden? Welcome to the live.
But yeah, like with the rattlesnakes, if they're gonna strike, I don't know, like they'll tilt their head a little bit, they'll S up. A lot of people think that they have to be rattling to strike. That's not the case.
I've actually found that you'll catch a strike from a non-rattling rattlesnake faster than anything. Generally, especially like when you're just walking past the cage and you catch them strikes, generally you startle them out of their sleep.
And it's like
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I look for is the alertness of the snake. I want to make sure that the snake is awake. You know, like you said, you go in there with the hook a little bit. Then the next with the rattlesnakes, next thing I do is once I get them kind of moving around, if they're in a position to where I can like tickle their tail or something and kind of see what their reaction is going to be, if they're going to run, if they're going to turn. I mean, I've learned the rattlesnakes that I've kept for quite some time now. Like I don't have to go through that full process. I know there's certain snakes that it's like just get it in, get it done as fast as you can, and like don't mess around because, I was on the one when I was cleaning them. I was just going through stuff, and she came shooting out of the cage twice.
Yeah. Yeah. So and like even with non-venomous too, that tongue says a lot.
Right.
You watch the eyes, the tongue flicks. Pay attention to the tongue flicks. Like I've got some bull snakes and stuff. Usually when you first open it up with them, their breathing is what I pay attention to with them a lot.
Right.
They'll huff and puff a lot and even hiss a little bit. Like I've got some pine snakes. They'll gape a little bit.
Yeah.
Usually
that's
it's all bluff.
When it comes to the non-venomous, these things that we're reading, it can transfer over to all animals, and everyone should be learning to read their animal, whether it's venomous or not. In the venomous world, we just have to pay attention 10 times harder because a mistake for us is different than a mistake for you. As far as catatonic state, I don't know the answer to that, honestly. I really don't.
Catatonic state?
I mean, maybe in their sleep, but like, I honestly don't understand. I don't know the science behind snakes and sleeping enough to answer that question. But I will. I'm gonna do some research on that, Ozak, and maybe I'll make a video about it. I'm gonna do some research on snakes and sleeping because now I'm curious.
Hmm.
That's something I never thought about before.
Yeah, but like,
You got you
so
thinking
like,
too. You're like, huh? I wonder.
yeah, but no, like, so like, especially with a new individual, man, like something fresh I've just got in, that they're gonna be especially nervous, on edge, on guard. They don't know you. It's all new place, familiar,
Yeah.
unfamiliar territory. So like, I'm pay even more attention to their behavior. That head and the tongue tells everything. With some, it's a little harder to tell.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like with the cobras, it's definitely a little easier to
Yeah, cobras are
read
gravy. Like,
read their
honestly,
behavior.
you can read a cobra's like easier than you can read a boa constrictor, and that's like no joke. Like they let you know what's up. Fairly simple. Not always. There's always that, and that's where I say, like, I don't ever trust my animals. Like, when they're coming at me, I don't care if their hood's down or not. If they're flicking their tongue, they're not getting by my hand with their mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. I'm the same way. Yeah, like especially with a newer animal like that Calesi I just got the other day. I was kind of reading him out a little bit. So like once I've had him for a little while, I'm aware of what I can and can't get away with. And what I mean by that is I don't mean by just reaching in carelessly with my hand. Like, I mean if I can hook and tail that animal or not.
Right.
So like,
And to me,
and
that
the way
transfers
that,
over from venomous to non-venomous. I'm
yeah,
that way with every one of my snakes. And if anyone watches me, I don't care which one it is, when I open up my snake's cage, that's that snake's house. I'm reaching in with a hook first, always, to let that snake understand, like, listen, this isn't food. Because I'll feed snakes in their cages. Like, that's their house. That's where they belong. But
I do too.
my snakes all know that when they feel this hook and I start pulling them out, that it's not feeding time. As a matter of fact, when I have to separate snakes sometimes, like, because I have snakes housed together, when I got to pull one out to feed one out here, like I did in that video, and one in there, sometimes it takes me a second or two to get them to realize that he really does want me to feed after I pull them out, because they go right out of that feed mode. They're like, oh, okay, it's playtime or explore time or whatever they're thinking in their head.
Yeah, they start thinking and using their brain. Yeah.
Instantly. The retics especially, like when they come out, dude, they want to climb all over every inch of every cage. They want to touch every lock. Like, they want to see what everything is. And it's really cool to watch their brains work.
It definitely is. Yeah. Yeah, I know, like, and some individuals too, I've noticed, like, they don't like that repetitive touch with the hook. So go in, get them in and get them out. You know?
Yep.
But
and the puppy is doing very good. Big Ant. My kid keeps calling him Junior. And Junior. Iron Dog Gator enclosure is the most amazing thing I've ever laid eyes on. I cannot even believe that, like, me and my kid and my help, I have some friends that come and they helped and put some time in on it. And my brother did. I can't thank everyone enough. You guys, the video will be out Friday. I'm not going to show it off, but the video will be out Friday, and it's beyond anything that I could ever imagine.
Is he in it?
Not yet. He'll be in it tomorrow. The final touches got done tonight. Yep.
Yeah, no, but like some of the things that I do, like when I was saying, like, I test my limits, what I can and can't get away. When I say that, I pretty much mean if I can put my hands on that animal in any way to hook or tail it. So like with that Calesi, I had him out the other day and was kind of like filling him out, learning his behavior, seeing how his temperament was and stuff. And like before I go to attempt to touch any venomous snake, I do it with the hook first. Like I'll touch the tail or whatever it may be with the hook just to see how they react. And
Right.
that's kind of how I can get a feel for if I can even lay my hand on that animal.
Right. I
Yeah.
have one retic in particular that I have to really, really pay attention to because she's doesn't like me.
Yeah.
For lack of a better explanation, she just doesn't like me. And generally, the rule of thumb is if I want to work with that snake and have her not try and demolish me, pull the camera out. Because if I try and
Yeah.
film it, then she behaves herself. You know, she's like the behind closed doors abusive snake. I gotta put makeup to cover my bruises and stuff. Yep. Hell yes. No, it's funny. Like I would say that obviously the longer you have an animal, the more you'll learn to understand what certain things mean. Because one thing that one snake does might not interpret to another one. You know, a lot of times it does. Sometimes it doesn't. For instance, my gaboon viper, if he's hungry, he'll start luring his tail.
Really?
Yeah. He's the only gaboon viper I've ever had that lures.
Really?
And every time we see it, we don't have a camera or a phone or anything anywhere near us. Like, but it's
jittery.
Yeah, like my kid it's the coolest thing. Like he'll sit there and he'll lure his tail on the bedding right at the top.
And only for very short periods.
And he just does it for a couple short periods of time, 10, 20, 30, 40 seconds. Then he'll stop. Half hour, 40 minutes later, he'll do it again a couple times. It's super funny. But when I do that, I know that's when to pull the camera out to get feeding shots because that's when he comes launching out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
But normally, he's like a gentle feeder, too. He'll just come up and just gently grab it. Like, I don't even have to, like, tease him. I could just lay it in there and he'd crawl up to it and eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing more impressive than watching a gaboon viper like that you can barely see come launching out of the ground. And
yeah.
It's amazing.
Does yours do any of that head bobbing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if I missed his cage and sprayed all down. He'll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him scratch his back with his horns before.
I wonder what that means because I seen Kevin from Nerd showing his gaboon doing it earlier, and he said that he was real unsure of what it was that it meant.
Maybe they're trying to scratch their horns.
I don't know what they're doing when he does it either because he does it in different scenarios.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to scratch his back his horns with his back.
Yeah, that's it, Iron Dog. That's it, right? They pick up on that stuff, man. They know
they're super smart, man. They understand what's going on. Like mine, what's blowing my mind is like the big retics while I'm building these big cages and stuff. I got a couple of them doubled out, a couple different breeding. They figured out my feeding routine like to a science. They know when it's time to come out and get shown off and when it's time to come out and eat. It was a little bit crazy when I was in a hurry and I had like snakes in different spots all over eating. That was a little wild. But
so which one took longer?
What's that? The non-venomous was longer by almost a half hour.
Oh, you
really?
The video?
Yeah, the video came out yesterday. Okay. But Grim didn't watch it. He's boycotting YouTube.
Oh, I watched the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, the other one came out yesterday. Yeah, it was an hour and 18 minutes to do the non-venomous, and it took me 45 minutes or 47 minutes or something like that to do the venomous wall. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I figured it would have been a little closer than that, actually.
I thought it was going to be closer than that, too, honestly. But, you know, the one thing is I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those cages are bioactive.
Yeah.
So that makes my life a lot easier. All I got to do is change the water and clean the doors and wipe down the sides a little bit. And the main thing is retics are just so fucking messy, dude.
Yes.
Like, dude, like when a retic shits, it's a whole cage cleaning. Like it's 100% cage cleaning. My venomous snakes, like, dude, if a rattlesnake shits, I can go in there and just scoop out one chunk and be of the ground and be good. Like,
that's why I use paper when I had my retics and berms.
yeah, that's what I've been running to. I used to use the chip, and I still do from time to time if I got excess of it. But the paper's so much easier.
Yeah.
Like once I get them put into their big cages, I'm trying to figure out a way if I can make. I mean, I don't think it'll work for the retics, but I wanted to make it like partially bioactive, but I don't know how I'd pull it off with retics.
I mean, I don't.
You would still have to clean up like the main jobs.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking is if I could do like a layer of like the rock with the dirt, and then like then do the top layer with like reptichip, so that way I could have like, you know, a short tree or plant or something in there that's sturdy enough to hold them in there, and just a few things. You'd still have to do the main cleaning, but that's where like your 4 or 5 inches of chip on the top would take care of that.
You just spot clean that and replace that. Yeah.
What up, Wolf? Yeah, I bet he
What's up,
does.
Wolf?
My rattlesnakes tell me what they're thinking all the time.
Yeah, most of the time it's I want a murky.
100% iron dog. Big snakes, particularly, like sometimes I'll be like, dude, I know the second I clean this cage, you're gonna trash it, but you got to do it anyway. And so you do it, and then the next day it's just demolished.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just they just like to have their smell in there or what. I don't know.
See, that's why that guy that was on Iron Dogs live just before mine started. That's why he thinks we're all fucking farmers, because all we do is clean shit all day.
Snake farming.
Hell yes. Oh man, I gotta figure out what snake we're naming tonight. I forgot.
Naming a snake tonight? That's right.
Yeah. No, we did that berm. That's Loki.
No, that's the reason.
Hey, do you have that?
Yeah.
Your red spitter, is he in an arboreal cage of yours?
Yeah.
I saw that when you sent me that TikTok. I saw him. I was sitting there trying to figure that out. I was like, wait a minute, does he have the camera flipped upside down?
No, dude, he's in an arboreal and he fucking loves it, dude.
Loves it. Yeah.
Dude, he's all over. He climbs the vines. He doesn't really hang out in the vines. Like, he either hangs out at the bottom or he hangs out in the hide box. But like, he loves climbing up and down. Like, he'll go up. That's the most active snake in my collection.
Yeah.
That's why I love him so much, because he's literally constantly doing something.
Just existing.
Like, and he's such a good feeder. Like, he'll chase food around. It's the cutest thing ever, man. I mean, you see it. I got him to come all the way from the hide box almost to the bottom of the cage.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
Then he finally sprung back like, piss off, man. You ain't teasing me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm only going this far. I'm only comfortable going this far.
The problem, you know, the mulch is nice. The problem is it just gets so expensive to change out all the time with the retics, because it's not like they just pick a spot and dump a load to where you can spot clean from time to time and then do a main clean out. They just like destroy everything. The only problem with paper is your humidity levels suck, but
yeah. The only thing with doing the cypress with big snakes is that's it. They go everywhere.
Right?
Yeah.
I wish Kurtwood was feeling better and he was on here. I'd show off his centipede. That thing's sweet, man. He ate that whole pinky. It took him 2.5 days, but he ate that whole damn thing.
What do you eat?
A pinky rat.
A pinky?
Yeah.
How often you feed him a pinky?
I mean,
We fed him once.
I don't know. I've only fed him once. I tried to feed him some other stuff, because like Kurt had him on live stuff, and I was gonna go get some crickets or something for the meantime, but then I was like, you know what? I was thawing out rodents for all my snakes. I was like, I bet you he'll take a frozen thawed one. I tried to feed him some worms, because we were feeding them. We got bluegill and perch, like pet ones.
Yeah.
And he didn't give a shit about them worms. And so then I was like, I'm gonna just put a frozen thawed pinky in there. Dude, he just chowed that thing down. He like it was weird. Like the first day he ate like the butt, and then the next day he ate the other half, and now it's all gone.
I don't know a whole lot about them really.
I've been learning more and more. I did a lot of research. I mean, I've had them in the past, but it was always just like buy them to sell them type thing back in the day. But I did a bunch of research on the centipedes because I'm getting that giant yellow leg.
Oh, okay, you was telling me about that, yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for him to come in, dude. It's like super. Yeah, dude, Ozark, bones and everything. They literally, he didn't leave nothing behind.
Yeah, that'd be a nasty bite too.
With his temperament, like you probably find, right? But that's not a situation where he can't get in. It's a situation
See? Good. I didn't have super worms. I had like red worms, like for fishing. But I'm glad I didn't get crickets.
Oh man. That red spitter, does your spitter spit a lot?
Never.
Never?
Dude,
That's
I love that thing.
I think that's how it is with every species of spitter. Either they don't spit ever or that's all they do is spit.
Dude, that snake doesn't even hood up.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like
Miguel's got a pair right now for 400.
even when it's eating.
of reds?
Yep.
Just need a girl.
They're babies.
Oh. Which isn't the worst thing, because it's not like I'm, hardcore trying to breed shit. I'm breeding for fun nowadays. It's a lot more enjoyable. And to be honest, I've been more successful now that I've just been having fun with it, not like giving a shit. It's weird.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. Just see if you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no pressure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got 3 shields.
1, 2. Thought we had.
Where's the 3rd shield? Otherwise, one of y'all's going to have to go upstairs.
Face shield, a must with spitters, even if they don't spit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you 100% that snake is not going to spit. And I put this on, and everyone in the room down here puts one on every time that snake comes out.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen.
Yeah, berms are just as messy as rechecks, absolutely. I would say that they're just as messy. There's no difference. Big snakes are just messy. Like big cobras are messy. My big 6-foot monocles, they're messy. Like that's why I keep them
in general are messy.
Yeah, that's why I keep them in bioactive. Like all my elapids are in bioactive. I got two snakes I want to pull out. I think we're gonna name our berm
a lot faster.
Does that golden child ever know?
Mm-hmm. No. Where's the shield? It's either over there or it's upstairs. I'm gonna just bring it up to the camera anyway. Alright. One of y'all is gonna have to go upstairs then for a second. We'll just pull them out for a minute.
I like this snake though.
Well then make Levi go upstairs. I don't care. I need a different set of keys though, because that set of keys is keeping the camera straight. Yeah, man, you don't want to take a chance of someone getting spit in the eyes, man.
Definitely not. You can go blind from that.
You can, if you're allergic. It's more so gonna suck than anything.
Yeah, it's gonna suck terrible.
Suck terribly. But either way, you don't want to do it. Like, just you don't want to get spit on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Look at my steps to figure out where he is first. Is he at that? Or is he in the bottom? I'm too damn sure. Oh, he's down here. gotta know where they're at first before you open the door.
Yeah.
One nice thing of having no blind spots in your cages. Come here, sweetheart. Come. 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 Hey, silly goose. Hey, silly goose. I'll switch this to solo.
Oh yeah. He's pretty.
Dude, I know. And he's not very red. He's real, shimmery.
Yeah.
Dude, look how curious he is. He just wants to check out the camera. He's like, what's up, everyone? I am the corn snake.
I think they're like so underrated out of all the spitters. That's like my favorite spitter.
So this is my first spitter that I personally kept.
Yeah.
And I always said I wouldn't keep spitters. And this is like my favorite snake I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
This snake is so active, so inquisitive, so relaxed, just like checking everything out. No, don't back up.
I'm sorry, I said put it down.
There we go. Just wants to know what's going on. Crazy feeding response on these, though.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Back up. You gotta watch his feeding response because he'll just be chill like this and open mouth anything that he thinks is food. What's up, Morbin?
He's just checking out the camera, man. He's just, what is that thing? What is that?
Dude, look at that shimmer though on him.
Yeah.
Dude, it even shows up on. Dude, this phone is the shit.
He looks good and healthy, man.
Oh, dude, he's a rock star. Like, frozen thug, takes him like a champ. Follow me on TikTok.
He's not even hooded up at all. Not even the
No.
slightest.
No, he never hoods up. One time I seen him hood up when we were driving because he got startled when we hit a bump. And he hooded up for a second in the bin and went right back to relaxed. Yeah, you can see like his tongue's always flicking constantly. He's just thinking constantly what's going on. He's so inquisitive. Oh, pretty boy. I love this snake so much. All right, buddy. Say bye to everyone. We're gonna go put you back. Yeah, we're gonna go put you back. Just go climbing right up top right away. Love it. He cruises this cage all over all day long. All right, Justice, you're good. So
That's cool. He loves that little arboreal setup, huh?
dude, and the funny part was like when I first set them up, I was like, well, they're not an arboreal species, but how I was designing this wall, that was the cage I had, and I was like, well, worst case scenario, he's got 2x2 square on the bottom. I'll give him some hides and stuff. I said that'll work for now, even if he doesn't like the arboreal part. But I said I'm just curious, and in my experience, if you give any snake something to climb on, they'll fucking climb on it. right?
Yep.
And I put them in there. Lost
Uh-oh.
everything. We're good. We're back now.
We're back. Yep.
We noticed when we first got it was
That was
floating around
weird.
everywhere.
All right, what did I miss in here?
Someone was gonna get his buddy a wrinkle.
Thank you, Ozak. This is my new phone that my wife forced me to buy.
He's done.
Yeah, man. If you provide an animal with something, man, chances are they'll utilize it.
Yeah, dude, and he loves it, and so I just, dude, he's up in that hide box all the time, like. So, like, I got no reason to worry about switching him into anything else right now as long as he's enjoying himself.
Yeah.
I mean, the floor space on that cage alone is enough for him. Now, I do think I want to, like, spruce it up a little bit more down the line, but that whole wall's getting moved anyway. Spoiler alert, I changed my mind a lot, and I decided I'm
That
still
sounds
gonna have the whole
exhausting.
wall. I'm just moving it.
That sounds exhausting.
Well, so here's the thing. I have like open steps that come down to my basement here,
Mhm.
and I want to make this 100% snake proof. You know what I mean? Like I want to, even though my snakes aren't getting out of my cages, this, that, and the next thing, I don't care. I want to take it to that next level. You know, because I really do. Like, if people are going to follow me and they're going to take my advice, I want to give them the correct advice to the best of my capabilities. And lead by example is kind of my theory behind it. That's why I'm going to be taking the steps to get my own anti-venom, my IND license, and all that jazz.
Maybe that's
So what I want to do is I'm going to wall off where the steps come down, so that's it's like, you know, it's only open on a quarter of it anyway. I'm going to seal in the rest of that wall. And then I'm going to come out, have a door that comes down to here, and then put a wall that way so that you'll actually have the upstairs door. You'll come down. That'll be a sealed area there to a landing strip with another door that brings you into my facility. And when I build that, I'm already going to have a wall that comes out like 4, maybe 5 feet from the edge. And so if I already got that wall, it's going to look goofy, in my opinion, to have that stack of cages there sunk into it, when I could just take that and go all the way down and make my walk-in cages here. Plus, I'm going to have a walk-in cage on the end with an indoor-outdoor trap door so they can go outside during the summer for a species that I don't have yet.
Okay.
So it'll flow better if I make this my walk-in cages and I move my stack of cages on the other side. It just makes more sense, like, in the whole design.
Yeah.
So it's all right. Luckily, like, these are all individual cages, so, you know, when I go to move it, it'll take me a day, half a day with some help. I won't even.
Yeah,
pull
you
snakes
got
out of
you got
cages.
your helpers there.
Yeah, I always got helpers, man. Thank God. Like, honestly, because it's a lot that goes on around here.
You be nuts.
Yeah.
Quick.
It's
What's up,
It's
Eric?
a lot for one person.
Eric B?
Eric B.
Yeah. There was a question I seen up here I was going to answer, and I forgot what it was. I got to go back and
Eric,
look for
Eric,
it.
you stumble on the wrong platform. I think you're like Instagram exclusive now.
Is he?
No, I'm just messing.
You know,
I
that's
get
what
his,
I like
I get
about
his,
TikTok. The fact that I like TikTok, it's been keeping my Instagram fresh as shit because it's automatically like posts everything to my Instagram when I post it on there. I hate to admit that I like it, but I really do like it.
Yeah, if you can weed through all the stupidness on there.
Right,
It might tell you you're defanging your snakes.
right. I can't find the question I seen that I was going to ask. If someone asked a question that I didn't answer, ask it again.
Are you, So, with the CNC stuff, do you get anywhere on that?
Let me tell you. So, all my CNC specs are in complete, ready to cut. He was supposed to be cutting me 2 of each cage sample set, basically, so I could build them up, have the final check that everything assembles as they should, which I helped him go through the CNC, and I like triple checked all the measurements. If the measurements are right on the programming, they're going to be fine. And then he had to go on vacation that he had planned for months already, and he's not going to be back until like next week, Monday or Tuesday. Well, he had some tooling routing issues with his machine, so he had to change some settings or something like that. So he wasn't able to get any cut before he left for vacation, which, I mean, it's not his fault. That's how stuff goes.
Yeah.
And obviously he had a vacation planned months before I dropped, 30 sheets of plastic at his door. But so now I got to wait until he gets back from his vacation, which I hope he has a blast. And then he's got to cut me. He's going to have like 2 days to cut me like at least one of each cage, because I have to go to Texas for the College Station show, because I have to deliver other customers' cages that I have built and stacked up here waiting for them. So I got to go there anyway. But I'm going to have to pick up the plastic from him like on my way and assemble them in Texas. So I'm a couple weeks behind, but it's a brand new CNC guy. He's awesome. Like, his work's amazing. He's a super nice guy. I think he's going to rock shit out for me, and everything's going to work out really well. But with anything new, it's a little bit slow starting. But once he gets them, once the programming's all dialed in, then it's just pressing buttons after that, and he'll be ripping me everything I want. So I'm a little bit delayed, but within the next couple weeks, I'll have every cage, every size that anyone could ever want from me, for venomous or non-venomous. As fast as you can order them, I can have them shipped.
Ship boxes.
Yep. Or meet me at a show and pick them up there, whichever, whatever.
Yeah.
What's up, Craig? Craig's Catfish Cave. That sounds interesting. How you doing, Craig? Welcome to the live.
So, how far have you gotten with that IND process?
I messaged Eric Vogel and said, where do I go to start the process? And he said, I'll talk to you at Venom Fest because it's easier to explain in person.
So I've got a link I can send you that Kristen Wiley from Kentucky Reptile Zoo.
That was the next person I was going to reach out to.
She sent me a link of like all the applications that you have to file and stuff. But I didn't fill any of them out or file any of them yet, because this is the big issue, and this is what I've been told that everybody has the most trouble and hang up with, is finding a physician to write off on it.
A physician?
Yeah.
What do you mean, as far as that they're willing to use your venom?
To use it, yeah. Where it's going to be kept, a physician has to sign off on it. Pretty much saying that they're comfortable with administering it if push comes to shove and stuff like that. That's the big thing that I've found, because I mean, I don't know about where you're at, but my position, it's hard to get her to even fill my damn prescriptions half the time. So I did reach out to like
I'm gonna be making appointments with my local ERs and stuff here, and getting to know the heads of the facilities. Because I don't think it'll be too big of an issue here. My wife's sister was an ER nurse for quite some time down here, and she said that they get a lot of times, especially in the ER departments, they get excited about shit like that because it's something new for them. You know?
That's so I was asking Joe Pittman about it too, and he was saying like the best thing you can do really is that's what he said. He said he suggested that you go to the ER, meet the like the head, whoever's head over the ER department, and bring your protocols with you and show them, present to them what you're trying to do.
He got. Oh, I'm just answering this question quick. He got his own CNC. I don't know how they're coming along with stuff, or if they figured it out yet or not. But he's got a whole different cage company. That's Wisconsin, or Wisco Custom Cages, or Wisconsin Custom Cages, whatever he calls it. I'm not sure.
Nice. But yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, that's what Vogel was. That's what he was talking to me about. He said there's some stuff that's going to be tricky, and he had some tips that he could go over with me when I met with him in Venom Fest. So, but I don't understand why they would have an issue with it in the first place, because it's the same shit that they're going to use if you don't have it. They're just going to have to get it from a fucking zoo.
Yeah.
It's the same
So,
stuff.
yeah, that's I don't know. Pittman was saying usually they're pretty like it's all about your approach with it, and usually they're pretty like pretty open minded to it all. It's it's kind of like help me to potentially help you one day. Let them know what you're keeping. All that. Invite them to come see what you're keeping and stuff. Yeah, Eric Vogel would probably be the one to talk to about it. He's Ohio, right?
Yeah, and he got his.
Yeah, that and Ohio is probably one of the most strict states now.
Dude, they didn't used to be, man. It's all from one fucking guy.
Yep.
One guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. There was a handful of crazies. There was a handful of crazies that were in that state that set that one guy off on a mission to end it all. But
yeah, that's what kickstarted it all, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, he would definitely know more, and if he can get it done, anyone can get it done.
Right. And that's what he said. And he said the process isn't super expensive. It's just tedious and long.
Yeah.
And you got it. But dude, for the price of what it costs with your license to get the anti-venom, to just have that extra security, it's so worth it.
Definitely.
You know,
yeah.
If it costs me, let's say to stock up on, various anti-venoms to cover whatever I keep, say it cost me $5,000. That's nothing.
So drop in the bucket if you were to get bit and have to use somebody else's antivenom.
Yeah, have the whole world fucking hate on me and everything else. Like that's what's $5,000? Like that's nothing. I spend that $5,000 and spend the 12 to 14 months process, because it's a long process to actually get the license, right? That period of time, not number one, it probably will end up saving your life, because a lot of, especially the stuff that I keep, you ain't trying to wait for a zoo to show up. That's all I'm saying.
That's the biggest thing right there, is you're cutting out time. Time is everything.
Time is tissue. I'm gonna get shirts made that say that.
Yeah, that's
time
it.
Is tissue. Because it 100% is, man. Like I got the best bite protocols in the world and everything like that, but it's been, especially more recently, I've realized like I can even go above and beyond where I'm at now.
Absolutely. It's
right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, $5,000 compared to a hospital bill, to where, dude, I bet you an anti-venom bill on an exotic species, because they have the legal right to charge you whatever amount they want for it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no limit. They can just charge you. But average, you're looking at $100,000 to $200,000 just in the anti-venom bill. That's ridiculous.
I think Chris was telling me that his monocled bite was like $250K.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, dude. That's really insane, because I was talking to Ray Hunter about it, and I was asking him how much antivenom is for Naya specifically.
Dude, it's a couple $100 a vial. It's not. It's like $65 a vial.
$150 a vial.
Yeah. It's dirt cheap.
Crofab's more expensive than anything. Crofab's like, I think at the very least, I think Ray was telling me his price was $1,700 a vial.
Right.
And
but the thing is what people don't realize is anti-venom has come so far. You don't have to have an anti-venom for every single snake you have. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know all of it, so don't take this for 100% like exactly how it is, but basically like your nausea species are covered under one, and then you got your the venoms are spread by the type of venom that it has. So your your hemotoxic venomous snakes are going to be covered by this anti-venom, or they'll cover a broad variety of them. It's really crazy. Like,
Yeah, a lot
I was
of
talking to
African
Eric,
stuff's
and
in the line.
Eric Vogel's got a huge collection. Like as far, especially variety wise, like he has one of the biggest varieties, and I think he's only got like 6 or 7 different types of anti-venom to cover his entire collection.
Yeah, that's a lot of the African stuff's under one, a lot of the Malaysian stuff's under one. Yeah.
Well, when I do my interview with my buddy Chris down in Texas, people will get a real reality of like what it actually costs. You know, because he took a hit during COVID.
Yeah.
So
that's the worst time too.
It was like during the shutdown, like everyone's trapped to their houses.
Dude, that's scary. That's super scary.
Wild.
Yeah.
So I just heard about it the same time you did.
Tim.
I have listened to Derek's podcast 3 times front to back, and I'm still I still can't wrap my head around everything that it is. But basically, so what he has done, to give it in short terms, is he's created a antibody in his own system from taking multiple species of hits from different species of snakes with different venom types, and they've created a universal anti-venom from him that will work on humans to treat any snake bite or most of the snake bites. I think it's like there's 2 different. I think the anti-venom shot is one for all, and then the vaccine they're not quite finished with yet, but they got like a few years in the making, or maybe not quite that long, and that's going to be like locality shots, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how I understand it. So like you'll have a shot for, say your African species or, whatever Malaysian species. And that was like a shot every 6 to 12 months. And it was a preventative shot, like a vaccine. So that way, say I got one for nausea species and I was up to date on my vaccine and I took a hit from one of my monocles when I was working with it, I could just smoke a cigarette and go back to working with my snakes.
Yeah. It's a game changer, and not only for just like keepers, man, like for the world. Like you think about, like
that's what I was getting at. Like when I was talking to the wife, I was like, she was excited about it, obviously, because what I do is scary to her, and like she's not scared of me doing, but it's always going to be scary to a significant other when they're working with animals that could end their life.
Sure.
She knows that I know what I'm doing and that I'm not going to do anything stupid, and she trusts my capabilities. But still, like for her, she's like, dude, that you would be getting that thing the day it came out.
Yeah, for sure.
But where I'm at is like, think of how many people in African jungles and places like that, like, dude, they could go out and they could crop their fields and not have to worry about dying when they're going to pick their freaking whatever they plant in their fields over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. That like literally saves probably 100,000 people a year.
Probably more. I heard the number not too long ago of what it is, how many people get bit every year, and man,
it's a lot, dude.
Game changer.
It's game changing stuff. I need a pen and a paper so I can write down a number. I'm gonna pull out my berm here in a second. He needs a name. He's had a rough life, guys. He had reoccurring respiratory infections for most of his life. He was sent to me by a friend who's very knowledgeable in snakes. He was just tired of dealing with it. I had him, and it took me 9 months of treatments to finally get rid of it for good.
Baytril.
Yep. I ended up having to do Baytril consistently, even after, like, I had to basically double dose him and go like twice the distance. So once it was over, I just kept going as if he still had it with the shots. And finally it cured him up. I have to keep his cage super perfect temperature wise. If it drops 10 degrees under, like they're like for his, I'm like literally, if his cage gets below, 76 degrees, he's got a respiratory infection. So
I found that with worms in general, really, that they were really susceptible to an RI versus like a retail.
They are. They're super receptible to it, especially him. He's hypolab, so his genetics don't help him any. But he's doing strong now. He's been putting on weight really, really good for the last probably, year now? Yeah, he's been regularly feeding and putting on weight for about a year now. So,
nice.
Right. No, I feel you. Like, literally, they'll have to shoot me before they give me that fucking COVID shot. But you get me a venomous vaccine, dude, I'll be your test dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, Iron Dog. Burms are so touchy, and he had just been through it for so long by the time he got to me that it was even harder. And luckily, it's been almost a year. No RIs. He did get the sneezies that one day, but I realized that the heat bulb inside there was out because it's just one of those radiant bulbs. It doesn't actually light up. So all of a sudden I noticed he was sneezing one day, and the bulb was out. I changed it right away, but I don't think it was gone for long because the next day he was fine and there was no RI, no treatments. I was like, whew, dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
Did he go get me a pen? Okay. Cool.
I make a carbon fiber bike frame.
Yeah. I make a thermoplastic one too. The GT thermoplastic one used to be super sweet back in the day. All right. I gotta get this switched back around. Where did Levi go? You got that pen there, Levi? Kids. How's everyone doing in the chat? Y'all ready to name a snake? I gotta get him out without retake noticing. Did he I got this paper bag in there on this end, like I saved my paper grocery bags and I use them as bedding, and some bitch climbs inside of it. Every time. You put them in there flat and he finds a way to open them up and get them in there every time.
Yeah, mine always would get into the
switch that back to the chat so you can see it, and then
it still takes like 30 seconds for it to get on this one.
Yeah, I'll have to hold I gotta switch the camera around here. Dun, 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 dun. God, I love this new camera. I got a GoPro now too. I was gonna actually set it up to do it on there, but I just got it, so I haven't even figured out how to use it yet. And I've never even owned a GoPro, so I have to figure out how to use it first. I figured tonight wasn't the night to test it.
Your phone looks so good though.
I know, so I don't even think I'll need to for that. I'm getting the burn.
Oh, what?
Got it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Took me a minute to find the pen, my bad.
Oh, I was gonna show the snake, but it's in the bag.
Nice looking pattern.
There you go.
Still a little guy yet.
We're gonna do. You can switch it to solo, Justice. Yeah, between 700 and 800, and I'll pull them out here first, and then Levi can hit enter, and you guys can start guessing. Oh, you're in full shed too. Perfect. All right. Well, he's in full shed, but that's okay.
Oh, he's pretty.
Yeah, he's even prettier when he sheds. This is a male hypo lavender berm. Go ahead and press enter, Levi.
I did.
Oh, okay. You're good. First one to get it right gets to name this beautiful snake. Only rule is nothing demonic, nothing scary. We're trying to make people lose fear of these animals, not gain fear. So we don't want like killer or Lucifer or anything like that. You get the picture. Huh?
So rocking scales got pretty close.
Oh, put the header already.
Don't be snitching too hard on yourself.
Rick?
So I said,
Beautiful snake, even though he's in shed. He's such a good boy. There. Say hi to everyone. Yeah, you getting all puffy with everyone. You're like, I can't see you. So there's another thing about reading your animal. You can hear him huffing a little bit.
See his capped over eyes.
Well, you can see his capped over eyes there. So basically his vision is impaired. So he's huffing and puffing because he's a little bit nervous.
Sorry.
Because he can't see me as well. And berms just kind of do that, though. They like to puff sometimes. I don't know why. They do it whether they're friendly or not, but they tend to do it more when they're in shed. And I think it's just a little bit of nervousness with them.
Anthony got it.
Ant got it? Anthony gets it again. Let's see here.
Junior.
He said before we started. I guarantee.
All right. I'm going to put him back.
No. I'm telling him to change.
Well,
I
Ant
do not want him.
comes up with his name. It's the second snake Ant's got to name in my collection. That's why he comes around. He just wants to name all my snakes.
Another one.
Well, as long as you got the camera like that, Justice. Let's
Puffy?
yeah.
The snake out?
Let's pull another snake out here quick. Where'd the keys go? There they are. There. We'll pull off the snake that Ant named last time.
You just stop letting people name your
Big
snakes.
Al.
Ant Junior.
Ant said he wants to name the bird Big Al.
Dude, that's awesome. Hey. Come here.
Iron Dog says it was rigged. Anthony cheated.
You probably did. Oh, you.
Funny, 'cause I know exactly if I actually cared about one of these drawings and numbered callouts, I could cheat it so hard.
So you see how he's getting puffy? He's hooking back. He's very nervous. He's not liking me messing with him.
You'd never guess that Puff Adder's tough, you know?
This is Big Ant, the Puff Adder,
Oh yeah, he's pretty.
one of the fastest striking snakes on the planet. You see how he's got his head kind of cocked to the side there?
Yup.
Yeah, I don't know if you got puffies or not, but that's kind of like a puffy thing. Atrox Crotalus will do that sometimes too. That's what you're talking about. They kind of kink their head.
Yeah, they'll tilt it down a little bit.
Yeah, and generally what I've noticed when they do that is they're going to go for a strike this way, in that angle that they're kind of pointing towards.
Yeah, Puff Adders strike really weird.
Yeah. But I think that's why the puffies do it. I haven't really paid attention with the Atrox, like when their head's kinked and they strike, like which way they go. But I noticed that his strike always goes the direction. Like if his head's kinked this way, he's striking this way. If his head's kinked this way, he's striking that way.
So with the Atrox and like the rattlesnakes, what I've noticed is with some of mine, they usually strike straight forward from whatever they're pushing. Like they use their body as leverage almost a little bit.
Hey, calm down there, pal. That probably pissed you off, didn't it?
Probably.
You weren't supposed to fall off there, buddy.
Especially not like that.
He's mad.
You weren't supposed to fall off there.
He's probably scared of me.
me.
He's really scared of me.
So most people would assume that this snake is being very mean or aggressive, but really what I'm seeing, what's going through this snake's mind right now, is this snake is scared shitless. He's got these great big bodies surrounding him. There's 3 of us in here on
They
every
can
angle.
sense heat, can't they?
Yep, they can sense the heat coming off that camera that keeps getting shoved into his face. And that's why you'll notice he keeps backing away from it. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He's breathing heavy, a little nervous. So in mine, that would be a bad time to try and put hands on the snake.
Absolutely.
You know, that's why.
Well, I mean, this isn't really the
But
snake. you put
this
hands
isn't
on.
really the type of species you put hands on anyway. But even if it was a chill, if it was being relaxed, it would be a little bit different if it was a little bit bigger as well. But still, that's why I got 2 hooks here. I'm using the second hook as my other hand. It's a little bit less control, but it's much safer for you. The only thing you gotta watch is they can slide right off them hooks. So you want to make sure you got them kind of, before I go for like a lift to that door, I want them in a position
Very good grab.
to where he's held. There you go.
Anthony said be easy with me, he's a legend.
There you go.
The lamest name.
He's a little bioactive too.
Nice.
There you go, pal. There we go. All right. Let me get this camera switched around again. Man, all these things that I said I would never do. I said, I don't need a damn iPhone. Got an iPhone, love a damn iPhone.
I don't need a spitter.
I don't need a spitting cobra. Got a spitting cobra. Love the spitting cobra. I don't need a TikTok. Got that. Love that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with change, man.
This is not a Death Adder. Death Adders are cool. He's cool too, but Death Adders are cool. They're cool.
Yeah, I have people still arguing with me with that one. They're Iron Dog.
225 miles an hour.
Yeah, they are technically the fastest. A lot of people argue it and say that the Gabbies and the Sidewinders, and I'll tell you this much: they can all strike faster than I can move, and that's
Yeah.
fast enough.
Yeah. Just go ahead and talk it up to it's all faster than us.
Right.
Yeah.
For real, my copperhead is faster than me. Like, you know.
Absolutely. On a dime.
And that's one that's funny, is people always say, get a copperhead for your first venomous snake. Copperheads are bitey little bastards.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And they don't relax. They don't work on a hook well. Like, I guess maybe they aren't so bad as a first one.
Apparently, if you Google it, black mambas.
Huh?
If you
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone argues over which one's the
Oh,
fastest.
cotton
But,
mouth.
yeah, bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
10 different websites will tell you 10 different things. I would say that between the Gaboons and the Puffies, they're probably the closest strikers, and I would give it and the Death Adders, but a Death Adder and a Puff Adder, they're basically the same damn snake.
There's a lot of those.
I mean, they're not, but they basically are.
They're not even in the same family.
I think the Puffies are going to win just because they're smaller.
He's giving you hell over there.
I know he is. My dude, so Justice is like my technical kid. Like,
That's cool, man. That's
he's
awesome.
about the fine details. I love that, and I hate it all at the same time. But he's also like extremely, extremely, extremely smart, and he like expects everyone else to know all this like completely out of this world knowledge that most humans should not actually know, and he just can pull it out of his brain. And he'll be like, oh, yeah, you didn't know that such and such, this, that, and the next thing, and another bunch of things that I would never know in a million years. What do you mean you don't know that? Like,
I actually didn't know that until just recently that the Death Adders they're actually in a lapid.
yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. You wouldn't think it by looking at them.
See, look, my kid's just like, yeah, duh, everyone should know that.
Yeah, duh. He's like, duh, I'm keep venomous than you do. You should know that.
The mascot for Alabama, Big Al. Yeah, dude, he's just going to get bigger and bigger, too. That's cool.
I'm putting Anthony in timeout 10 minutes before the next.
Justice says Anthony's not winning no more. I'm putting him in timeout for 10 minutes before the next one.
Oh.
No, it's good. That I'll tell you what. That's what I like to see is normal names for my snakes, man. Intricate,
Yeah.
cool ones are fun. I like those, but I'd rather see Al and Ant and Loki and Javar than Lucifer and Killer and whatever the fuck else they come up with. That's why I just never give him name. He said, "I'll sit the next one out, guys."
That's
You
me. I don't.
sit it out. Winners are winners, Ant. Do you think after 2 gold medals, Carrot Top was like, you know what? I'm not gonna snowboard next year. I already got 2 gold medals. I'll sit the next one out, guys. Hell no. He showed up and won a 3rd damn gold medal.
Hey.
Joe's like, I didn't just watch that X Games thing yesterday.
Right. That was a couple days ago. That's all right. Ozak, Rockin' Scales. I got plenty more snakes that need names. We can do this for weeks. and weeks and weeks and weeks. I got a lot of snakes. I get more all the time, and I am terrible at naming them.
Yeah. I never even bother, man.
It's not like I don't mean to be impersonal. I like when my snakes have names, but it's just, dude, I ain't got time to like sit down on every single one and be like, See, what ends up happening is then all of a sudden your animals all end up with a theme. Like my wife was in charge of naming snakes for a while, and not that there was anything wrong with any of her names, but my entire collection was Mario characters. I had Bowser and Peaches and Mario, Luigi, and we had literally all of them. Every Mario, every character. Yeah, we had them all.
We had Toadstool.
We had Toadstool. We had a Toadstool. Yeah, they were all.
What was Toadstool? Was it Euro?
Toadstool was a Euromastix. Yeah.
My thing too is like I get rid of animals every now and then, so
right. And then you're like, well, shit, I named it and now it's gone, and yeah, pretty much everything that I'm letting people name isn't going anywhere for now.
Yeah.
I usually change paths from time to time, but as far as like certain stuff, some stuff will be here forever no matter what.
Yeah.
My
Certain things.
Jimmy will always be here. Dodge will always be here. Most of my venomous will always be here. I have a hard time selling venomous.
Yeah.
I'm terrible about it.
Don't land before spawn.
What did you say?
Shoot, Jimmy will probably outlive
you're right.
you guys.
Carrot Top was a comedian. Sean White. You know what I meant, though? They both look the same. Ish.
They do. They do look the same.
I knew who I meant. I just couldn't spit it out.
You have to have some
Carrot Top. Oh, nice.
Nice. See? That name my kid would love.
That's a pretty cool name.
I like all the names. I can give a shit less. See? That's what I'm saying, Iron Dog. Both gingers. Is what it is, man.
But both talented too.
Right? What would you say is the hardest snake that you have to read?
I mean, I mostly have rattlesnakes, but I would say not, even if I had a little more, like I've got some other stuff. I've got that Cowlessie, and I had a cottonmouth for a little while. I have to say cottonmouth was pretty hard to read and work with sometimes, but overall the rattlesnakes, they're not easy to read, really.
No, that's what I was gonna say is most definitely my Aatrox. And it's funny though, because it's not all of my Aatrox. Like my melanistic, I wouldn't say necessarily is I can read them. I just know they're gonna be batshit crazy anytime I mess with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So They're completely unpredictable. They strike randomly. They like to run all over the damn floor. So I don't know if that's necessarily considered being able to read them as just knowing that particular animal. But I have other
you can predict
rattlesnakes,
that.
like Marissa, my big albino. She's unpredictable. Like,
Yeah.
she'll be sitting there. You'll pull her out of the cage and she'll be sitting there idle and then just launch. Or, you know what I mean? Like, or she'll be rattling like crazy and then not do nothing the whole time. And, like, she does stuff without any notice whatsoever sometimes.
Yeah, that's so. I've got those hybrids. So most of what I have is just really flighty. They just want to run.
Yeah.
Like I had a male Atrox, dude, and that's how he was, man. He like, you could predict that his individual overall demeanor was he was just going to be crazy all the time. But like you were saying, just repetitive strikes out of nowhere. Like, you don't even have to get near him.
Yeah. Dude, did you see that TikTok of my Atrox launching out from behind that log?
Yeah.
Dude, that was so crazy. And I'm actually upset about it because I didn't know that I could like film upright on my phone and then upload it to TikTok and then do the editing there and make it a TikTok there. Because I want to make that a short for my YouTube channel. But the only way I can do that now, and if anyone in the comments, if I'm wrong, let me know because it'd make my life easier. The only way I can do that now is to take that TikTok that I made, upload it to my editing feature, silence out the background music, and then overlay it with different sound because I ain't trying to get copyrighted off from that music. And I would assume I would get copyrighted on YouTube through those songs. Because they let you fucking put whatever on TikTok. They got a whole string of good ones that you can put behind it.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that or how, like, what deal they've got set up to where that they, because Instagram's the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can share my TikToks over to Instagram and they don't do nothing about it.
Now you're back.
It's weird. But anyway, I know now. So now what I'll do is I'll just like film on my phone as if like I was filming shorts for my channel. And when I get one that I want to take to TikTok, I can just upload it there and I can still add the music and all the other bullshit that they let you do.
Oh, okay, so you're saying you filmed it right on TikTok?
Yeah, I filmed it right on TikTok.
Yeah,
you can film right from TikTok. But if you do that, then it's like whatever edits and stuff you do to that video, it stays. You can't like take it back to the original filming without like the music and shit once you've saved it.
Yeah, I know with that InShot app, you can like replace you can just cut out the sound.
Well, I can do that on my Adobe too. That's what I'm saying. I just have to pull the file to my Adobe, mute it, and then I can add my own music from Epidemic Sound that I pay for, that I'm licensed, that I have, because I have copyrights to or whatever. However the fuck that shit works.
So you should be able to go on there onto the TikTok and save that to your phone.
Yeah, and then I can pull it to I've already got it that way. It's already saved to my phone, but it's like the full TikTok is with the same music and everything. So I'll just have to re-edit it so I can make it a short for YouTube. Because, dude, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
like, I didn't expect her to come out of there like I knew she was gonna. Usually she'll peek her head out a little bit and then strike. Like I went in there and she just whoop whoop and then just disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like a lot of people I hear suggested. It was always suggested to me to stick to native because like anti-venom's readily available. But man, with the rattlesnake, dude, they're hard to work with, man. It's like, I don't know.
Dude, I had a giant collection of rattlesnakes before I ever got my first fucking cobra. And dude, within 6 months of working with that snake, I was like, dude, I did it backwards. Like, in my opinion, it might not be the same for everyone. each individual wants to study and research is up to them. But as for me, I'm a variety guy. I can't stick to like one species. I've never been good with that. I think I'm all or nothing. Like I like to have big varieties of everything. I think I should have done the cobras and stuff first,
Cobras,
like
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're 100% easier. Even the big crazy ones. Like I would rather work with my 6-foot psycho fucking female monocle than those rattlesnakes any day of the week.
Right.
You know?
Has anyone ever tripped and fell while working with a venomous?
I'm sure.
That's probably not good.
Probably not good at all. That's why I sweep the floor and stuff with any debris before we ever pull anything out in here. I got some crazy protocols, and I still don't feel like they're enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll never be too safe, man.
Well, like, for instance, I got 2 bystanders here, right? Generally, if I had someone here if I have someone here that doesn't know what's going on, I'm not pulling shit out. But I used to actually say the species that I was working with before I'd pull it out. Now, you know, my kid knows what everything the fuck is. He knows the Latin name of it. You're probably more fluent than I do half the time. So I don't actually call out the name, but I got people here that know the species I'm working with. My keys to my truck are in my ignition right now. They're in the ignition already. So anyone driving by, now's the time to steal my truck. Fucking keys are in it.
Joe lives at such and such address.
Right. Yeah. I do live on a block full of hillbillies with guns, so good luck to you. Dude, no bullshit. One time, I had a buddy. I called him up. He was like, I said, "Hey man, I heard you were collecting scrap and shit, trying to make some extra cash." And he was like, "Yeah, I've been doing it for a couple weeks now." I was like, "Perfect." I was like, "I got a big pile of it. I'll throw it in my fucking driveway. I got to go to Texas or wherever the hell I was going. Maybe it was Colorado." I said, "Just swing by and load it up and haul it in." He was like, "Sweet, thanks, man." I get a call the next day from him. He said, "Hey man, you need to talk to your neighbor right now." I was like, "What's up?" He's like, he's got me at gunpoint. He wants to make sure I'm not stealing stuff out of your yard. He didn't recognize me and seen this pile of scrap, and I was like, "Put me on speakerphone." He didn't even have to tell me. He like puts me on speakerphone. I was like, "Chad, he's all good." I told him he could come get it, and he was like, "All right, just making sure." He goes back to his house. Yeah.
That's how it is here too.
I had someone one time comment on Facebook. They were like, because I made a video that said taking care of all my venomous snakes before I leave town or something like that. And someone was like, "Oh yeah, let everyone know you're leaving town. Good time to hope you're not worried about getting robbed," and some shit like that. And I was like, "Yeah, not really. Like,
No.
You'd have to get past my crazy ass neighbors who like literally pay attention to what's in my driveway more than I do. And then you'd have to get past my fucking 2 dogs. And then anything you're going to steal in my house is also going to try and kill you." So.
And it's locked.
Right. Best of luck to you.
Either that or you need to know what's worth it, because we got some weird expensive things.
I mean,
things
let's just be real. Venomous snakes really aren't worth enough for someone to want to go that route. Like, you're going to commit 3 felonies and risk your life over a snake that's worth, I don't know, most expensive venomous snake in my collection, $1,000, you know, for that baby white lip, you know, captive born. That's probably about the most expensive one.
Yeah.
And then I think them are even dropping in price now.
And then you're going to have to find someone to buy them.
Right. Exactly. I guess with inflation nowadays, my monocles are getting pretty pricey.
Yes, they are.
Them have been an investment, man. They're already worth 3 times what I paid for them originally, and that's just because the price has been skyrocketing on them.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever sell my monocles. Those are my fucking pride and joy.
The price on everything's gone up, even like gaboons, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing.
Fuck yeah.
It's not a bad thing. It's not.
It's a good thing. Fuck yeah. I love seeing the prices going up. It sucks from a purchaser's standpoint.
Right.
up?
From a realist.
How's it going? Much love, much love. Huh?
Yeah, but like I think it'll help a little bit, man. You know, it's real easy for somebody to go to a show and see a gaboon on the table for $125 and be like, "Oh yeah, I got that."
No.
Yeah.
As much as I love and respect Rick Tozer, love and respect that man so much. He sold 185 Gaboon Vipers at Venom Fest, first Venom Fest. Babies.
Holy shit, dude. That's
a problem.
That's a
a
problem.
lot.
I mean, granted, I bought like 10 of them. A couple other vendors bought, 10, 20 lots, whatever. But still, a lot of customers walked out the door with Gaboon Vipers.
Yeah. It is a problem, man, because dude, it's not just for anyone. It's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to just be like, well, I seen so and so do it. It's it's not that big of a deal. It's a Gaboon Viper specifically, dude. That's a bad bite, man. That's like.
So that's why, like, you'll see me work with Dodge in my videos from time to time, or like once in a great while in the lives. But I actually don't pull Dodge out that often. And it's not that I can't. He's a puppy dog. Like, I know how he is. He's a typical Gaboon Viper, where 80 to 90% of the time, he's chill. He has his moments. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the dark side of him before. But I don't like how Gaboon Vipers are used so much in the industry, because they all act like that, and that's something. It's different when you see one person do something with a particular animal, or two people do something with a particular animal. But there's not a fucking venomous guy out there that doesn't have a picture of him and a Gaboon Viper.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Or especially if you got anyone that wants to try and gain, free handling followers fast. That's the first thing they're going for is a Gaboon. They're all that way, and that's where it becomes a problem. Where it doesn't even surprise me that 180 of them were sold in one day, because contrary to what people would like to think, I would probably say the Gaboon Viper is the #1 sold venomous snake, first venomous snake that people own. #1.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, up until recently, you could buy them for $175 to $125 at a show. Doing well. They're easy to take care of. Any idiot can take care of a Gaboon Viper. The #1 thing that kills them is overfeeding them. And then they're just chilled out and relaxed. People lose that respect for what they can actually do. And then they die.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. But
yeah, it's a serious animal, man. They can move faster than people think when they want to, too.
Oh, man. So this was actually a first from Dodge. I've never actually had him do this to me before. But he was laid out, chilled in his flat spot where he usually kicks it. And I'm short. I don't know if anyone notices. I'm fucking short. My stacks are 6 foot tall. So sometimes I got to, like, pop my head up over to see into stuff. And I don't know if he just happened to have been looking there or if my motion was just right, but I popped up just to look into the window, like over the edge of the glass, like right there. And he instantly launched. Dude, Venom was all over the front of the glass. Like, dude, he smashed the front of that. He's never done that before, ever. But I think I startled him, honestly. But, yeah, dude, it happened so fucking quick. Like, good thing the door was shut. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and you with the Gaboon, when they bite, they're gonna hold on.
Yeah.
They're gonna hold on. They're gonna pump you full of venom. I mean, that's the largest venom yield of any venomous reptile, if I'm not mistaken.
Second, actually, King Cobra's.
King Cobra's the largest.
Yep. Yeah, there's a second. They're the largest fangs, second largest venom yield.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah,
cardio.
I wish I could show that without getting copyrighted, but like, you guys go Google the Gaboon Viper fangs in images on Google, and look at the picture of where the guy's holding the skull in his hand. It's like the skull of one that's all cleaned up. That's a bite you do not want.
Pretty.
Yeah.
That one's almost reduced pattern.
So that's the
Eastern.
Eastern.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not just going to destroy tissue either. They've got cardiotoxins. It's going to shut your heart down.
Shut your heart down. Yeah, rot your arm off. My buddy, I had him on here as a guest, dude. He took a hit from a Gaboon Viper, man, and he actually got quote unquote lucky to where the fang was so big it went through his hand, and it actually just the venom kind of sprayed in that skin pocket layer right here. So he really didn't even get like
fully envenomated.
Fully envenomation. Like, he still had plenty of venom in there.
Too much.
It almost killed him, obviously, but to this day, he only has about 75% of motor functions in his hand.
Have you seen Venom Central's Gaboon?
Yeah, dude, that thing's ridiculous huge. This is big.
That's a tight one. He's an 8-foot cage.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I don't
Thank
think
you,
that
thank
it
you.
is a problem. Absolutely not. It's monocles is one of the ones too. I felt like could be on that
Yep.
list, especially like
between-
just a few years ago. You could get normals at a show for like 125, 150 bucks all day. And
So it's funny that you say that because it's coming up on 3 years. They're almost 3 years old. My monocle, like the one I pulled out earlier, they're almost 3. And when I bought them, they were sold to me as sunset, possible super sunsets, from a reputable breeder. So I believe what they're saying. And obviously, now that I've watched them grow, they're definitely sunsets. I've watched the color transformation. It's really cool. But I paid $250 3 years ago. And that was for sunsets, possible supers. You know,
yeah,
a normal albino at that time was like $125.
yeah,
I just seen sunsets, not even possible supers, just sunsets posted not too long ago,
I think
and
they're
they were,
500.
huh?
I think they're 500 now, like
500.
600.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like,
I was looking.
yeah, they were 500. And actually, the ones that I really like are those black diamonds. Have you seen those that Rat Trap produce?
Yeah.
Dude, but he's like $1,000 on those.
Mm-hmm. They're probably het for leucistic and all kinds of stuff
Oh,
though.
I'm sure. Fuck yeah. I just think they're beautiful. It's that jet black, and they literally look like they got diamond speckles going down their back. Like, they're super awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's a big.
Exactly. That's what we were kind of getting at today.
Treat them all the same, man.
Right. Like, you know, my most relaxed venom, like, you know, I'm not letting any of those heads get near me. You know what I mean? It's just not a thing that's going to happen. I will, and I don't care who gets mad about it, I will drop my tools and let that snake hit the floor before I let him come up and touch my hands.
I've done it.
I've done it on film. It happens. Like, you know, and you go back and you look at the footage and you're like, well, the snake wasn't actually coming at me aggressively, but he was coming towards me. And that's just a situation that I'm not going to allow to happen. That's being more respectful to that snake by respecting what it possibly could capably do than taking a bite and thinking you're a tough guy.
Yeah.
You know? I have great respect for certain people out there that have built a relationship with some of their snakes that's beyond anything. Sorry, my wife was texting me. I was reading it. There's a couple people out there that have snakes that they have built a relationship with beyond another level. Like, I'm almost jealous of. That's not the level I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm kind of with you on it, man. I'm like, not even so much against like free handling. It's like there's like a fine line there, man. Like you're talking about. Like it's one thing if you like have really like built like worked with that animal enough to where you know and learn and you can get away with handling it a certain way, and that's on you. If you're comfortable with doing that, like that's
Right.
fine, man. As long as the animal's healthy and safe and like everybody else around you is safe, then you know that's whatever. But like if you're just like all nonchalant, like grabbing stuff and like filming it and
Whipping them
doing it for,
around. What up, Big
yeah,
Derek? I know you're at
doing
work.
what's up, Derek? You know,
Hey,
pretty much
Keystone
just doing
knows.
it to say, you know, hey, look at me, look how cool I am. Like,
Right.
you're not cool. You're not at all. Like, it just, I respect and look at the man that can use his tools and follow proper protocols as just as cool, if not more cool.
Yep.
You know, um,
100%. You and I have talked about this a lot, and we're pretty close to the same page on this. And it's going to kind of refer to what he's saying here is, yeah, no, you can definitely never be too careful. Some people are willing to go beyond that and trust their animal because they really want to build that. I don't have issues with that. That's not where my problem lies. My problem lies is when a person has blatant disrespect for that animal and what it's capable of, and they're grabbing them and tossing them around and, you know, throwing something up in their hand like this. And the only reason, you see them pictures of the baby cobras on standing up or the gaboon vipers, 90% of the time it's because their hands are super flat and they're focused on the heat or the motion of the camera that's taking the picture, right?
yeah.
These guys know this. They understand how they're and they're being stupid about it. You know what I mean? When you're doing stuff like that, or you're just nonchalantly grabbing a wild caught viper or anything of that basis, something that, especially an animal that you don't know, you're tossing it on the floor. You're being disrespectful. You're not being mindful of like what's going on. That's when I got the problem, because now you're not being responsible. You're not showing anyone like the proper way to read or understand an animal. There is no relationship being built there. You're just manhandling it and assuming that you're going to be faster. So, you know what I mean?
It's
that's a different version, you know. So
those
are the people that ruin it for even the safe tool users like we are. You know what I mean? They make it bad for all of us.
And only the keeper knows like their motive behind that. Only they can be honest with themselves and know what, like, I do truly believe that there are some people that free handle. I don't even really necessarily like that term.
I don't like that term, but yeah.
That's what it is. And like I truly believe that they do it because they are more comfortable handling that way. And
there's people that were trained to handle them that way.
Right. Back in the day, we didn't have snake hooks. Like, you know, there was a time where a snake hook wasn't a thing. People just pick stuff up by the tail and with sticks and stuff, you know. But now we have tools, you know, so let's utilize them. But yeah,
I know how you feel, Todd. And I know where you're coming from. I understand fully.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I think
love or hate free handlers. We can at least agree that there's two different types of free handlers, and we're mainly leaning on. We're not necessarily so much discussing. Well, you've been in the chat anyway, you know. The more point that we're saying is it's not necessarily the if you free handle or if you use tools, because there's people that use tools that are just as disrespectful to that animal and aren't showing it any respect whatsoever. You don't have to. You don't have to be a free handler to be disrespectful to an animal when you're working with it. I have a problem with people that handle reptiles wrong, or I guess wrong. I don't even know a better word to use right there.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
that's
care
it.
how you handle your snake, as long as you're handling it safely, respectfully, and knowledgeably. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For you, the snake, the whole world. When you start getting reckless and stupid, you know, whipping stuff around. I've seen it time and time again, you know, playing with cameras and stuff. Even me, I catch myself from time to time, like dropping my guard for short instances, especially if I'm filming, like going to turn a lock on a cage. You know, in my defense, I always have one or two extra side people that are, you know, that are watching too, and it's never for more than a split second, and it's very rare that I do it. But some people just do it constantly, and it's almost like I don't even know what the fuck to even call it. It's like they don't care if they get bit. They just assume that it'll never happen to them, or they're just smarter than that. I don't know.
It's stupidity, man. It is. I hate to say it. It's what it is, man. It's funny. I was just watching a video. I don't even know whose channel it was. Somebody went and toured Crutchfield's place, and Crutchfield was showing around Venomous and stuff. And he was saying, you know, like people say, eventually stuff's going to go south. And he was like, no, that's not true. He was like, he was like, if you're not being stupid and irresponsible, things will not go south. He was like, I've never been bit. He said, I've been bit twice and it was through a bag.
Yep.
He said, I've never been bit being stupid and irresponsible.
It was.
Like,
Yep.
disrespecting the animal. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and you know, and that's where I don't get on the free handler hate bandwagon, because there's a lot of guys out there that are doing it right, you know.
Right.
Not my personal preference of how to do it. I like to use my tools. That's how I feel comfortable. But I was trained using those tools as well. I could easily see if I was trained by a person without them, you know, literally, to be 100% real to most people out there that don't understand, when you're tailing and hooking a snake, you're tailing and hooking a snake, you're not safe from that snake biting you.
No.
You know what I mean?
There's still some risk.
The only thing that's safe is this hand. I'm going the wrong way. That's what's going on. If you're standing like this, the only thing that's changing is this hand is so much farther from the front third of that snake. That snake can at any time go up and over that hook. At any time. And I've seen them do it time and time again, you know. Or how many times do you see this? The snake's getting too far down, you know, or like this, you drop down, you reposition your hook. You know what I mean? Nobody has an issue with that. But at that moment, are you not free handling that snake?
Technically,
You know what I mean?
They can easily shoot up and tag that hand in that moment.
Just like that. You know, the reason that the people that are doing it properly aren't getting bit is the snake's resting on them. They're not holding that snake. Snakes don't generally bite trees. You know what I mean?
Be a tree. Yep. Be a tree.
Yep. So there's two different ways to do things, and I have a big problem with the ones that do it the wrong way. I generally stay out of it and keep my mouth shut, because I think that any negativity in a community amongst the community is like the biggest problem whatsoever. And it's every community. It's not just reptiles. It blows my mind. Like anything that I'm into, like, you know, I'm a big hunting guy. You go on the hunting, you know, you get into the hunting stuff, and this person, oh no, you can't use crossbows. That's not real hunting. Or, oh, guns aren't real hunting. They're fighting with each other about everything. You get into the reptile group and they're fighting about everything. My kid's into BMX hardcore. What was the big drama the other day about? We were watching. Oh, a bicycle company. There was like 4 different big BMX YouTubers having a big war.
Someone got a free cheap bike
over someone that got a free bike that they won in a raffle, and they threw it off a building as a joke. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be haters on both sides of it. So I try to just, even if I'm not about it, unless it's something completely like to where I can't help myself, sometimes I see stuff that pushes me to that. Most of the time, I'll just watch something else. You know what I mean? I just won't support that certain situation or whatever.
That's me, man. I won't support it. I'm for the most part, I'll just keep my mouth shut, but I'm not going to support stupidity and irresponsibleness.
Right.
I'm just not.
Well, because the biggest thing that I found is if you take something like someone doing something recklessly and you make it a big deal And now everyone's talking about it. Now you're getting beyond the reptile community. And now the non-reptile community, all they're seeing is, oh, look, they can't even get along with themselves, and they're telling themselves that they're being stupid. So why shouldn't we agree with these politicians that want to make these laws that we all know nothing about? You know?
Yeah.
It's no good.
No, I think we're about right at the same place with it all, man. That's what it comes down to, man. You know why you do what you do, and only you know that answer. So
Right.
know.
Yeah, I've been searching through the TikTok songs. I gotta find the one with Vin Diesel where he's like, for those 10 seconds or less, I'm free. Because I'll be real, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, that's kind of why I've toned back a little bit, man. I've kind of just, been focusing on working with my animals, man. That's because it's real easy, man, to get wrapped up in this type of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's real easy to get wrapped up in this type of stuff and, like, I don't know, kind of lose your focus on what's the most important to you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
like
it's always a battle, especially like on the social media side of it, like trying to balance out my normal life with the social media platforms. Plus, like, for me, it's nice because I basically have just turned my channel into whatever the fuck I'm doing that day. If I decide to film it, we're filming it, and that's what you're seeing. Like it or hate it, I don't give a shit, Yeah. I think it's interesting. Certain other people think it's interesting. That's all that matters to me, man. Like, I just have fun doing it. So the only part that's really extra is like the editing portion of it, which, can be a lot. But it does suck, like, sometimes being in the night. Oh, Zach, we're going to be cutting it down here in a little bit anyway. You ain't missing on anything else. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. You guys are talking about jet fuel, and I'm over here trying to keep concentration. Forgot what I was even talking about now. Rocking scales. I forgot now. Lost my train of thoughts. No problem. Thanks, Ozak. I don't know. My whole goal is I just want to spread the love of these animals and take someone's fear out. If I can take the fear out of one person's mind and change the way they think about these animals, not even necessarily just someone likes them, just has that respect for them, it's all worth it to me at that point. But I mean, I grew up in a family where the only good snake was a dead snake. I was a farm boy. So, like, it was hard for me to even take this path in life anyway. Everyone thought I was the weird one.
I'm the same way.
But for me, it was my childhood being told all this, what I now know is all bullshit, wise tales that they use to justify their just irrational fear of snakes in general, or reptiles, period. Mostly snakes around here. We don't got a whole lot of other things. I was just like, well, that doesn't make sense. Let's, I want to learn about these. What's so scary about them? And then the more and more I learned, and the more and more I realized, like, how much misinformation I was told as a child, and like how much fear, like, a lot of my family to this day still has off of misinformation that they're raised. I was like, you know what? I really need to spread this information out there, and I need to show people, like, what's different, like, this isn't really how it is. These aren't, just vicious creatures out to get you. So that's just been my goal, man, is just take that fear away from people. And it gets hard sometimes.
Yeah, I love, and some people, man, they're super set and stuck in their ways. Like, and that's okay. That's, that's like my mom, dude. She won't even step foot in my house. Like, she's not about it.
My grandma, she calls me 2-3 times a week, wanting to know when I'm going to come visit her, and I visit her from time to time. But she thinks that I can just come over, like, every day. She lives, like, a ways away and stuff. So she calls me, when are you going to come visit me next week? I'll visit her, like, on a Tuesday, Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. She's like, oh, we had so much fun. When are you going to come back again? And you make sure that when you come to my house, don't you dare bring any of them snakes with you. Like, no, Grandma, I throw them in my back seat and buckle them in with the fucking kids and take them everywhere I go. Like, you can't get it through to her. She's never gonna get it. Like
No,
she'll
some
never
people,
ever come to my house. Like,
you know,
oh, I'll never come to your house. You got all them snakes in there. I say, well, Grandma, you go to the zoo, right? Oh yeah, but you know they're in cages and stuff. They're in cages at my house too.
yeah. Oh, I know, man. It's some people are just like that, man. It took me a lot of work just to get my family to stop killing them and just being like, hey, will you call me instead of killing the thing, please?
Yep. No, and I'll be honest, that's awesome, Rocket Scales. That was my biggest accomplishment to me in life was when my family stopped just killing them. Even my dad. My dad,
Yeah.
like, he'll even swerve to not hit him with the lawnmower now when he used to, like, kick it in high drive and chase him all over the yard to get him.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a friend, one of mine and my wife's best friends in the world. His name's Ray. He despises snakes. He's more scared of snakes than anyone I've ever met in my entire life. There was a point in time when he wouldn't even walk in my door. Like when I had we were at a different house. I had my animals set down in the basement. He would come into the living room and hang out. He'd never go downstairs. I had this little baby boa that was like, you know, yay long. It was just a baby. And I was keeping an eye on it up in the living room in a little, like a 10-gallon tank up on top of my TV. He wouldn't even, he sat on the porch for 2 hours while his girlfriend visited with my wife. Now, flash forward 15 years later, little by little tiny baby steps I took with him. He'll come down in here and he'll go, I'm creepy sons of bitches. They're pretty cool though. You know,
Yeah.
he'll sit in the room and he'll look at him and you can tell that in his mind he's like, these things are pretty badass. But I mean, now if I take and turn the key to unlock any one of the doors, he's still gone.
Yep.
He ain't sticking around. But he'll come down in and he'll admire the stuff and then tell me how creepy and gross they are. Jesus.
Yeah, that's my grandfather. He tells me every time I see him, he's like, you ain't right in the head, son.
We're not, though. I mean, let's just be 100% real. We're not. There's no way. Like, I think about all of my favorite things to do. I like to climb mountains and hang myself from the side of a tree and hunt animals. I like to play with deadly snakes. I like to do wheelies on motorcycles. I like to jump fucking BMX bikes with my kids like I'm 12 again and try and end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm not right in the head. I mean...
Maybe they're not right in the head.
Right. Or maybe we're the ones that are right in the head. Everyone else ain't got it figured out.
Hey, man, I'm just doing what I like to do.
I just like to live, man. That's where I'm at. Like, I don't judge anyone, man. If whatever they do, if it makes them happy, be happy, do you. That's my feeling.
That's where I'm at with everybody in life in general, man. If it makes you happy, man, I'm all about it.
Yep. All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up here. It's, we went a little over 2 hours already. Now I've had a long freaking day. But I appreciate you coming on.
Man. Yeah, appreciate it, Jeff.
It's been an awesome live. I hope everyone learned a little bit. And if not, I hope you had a lot of fun because that's what matters more. And, new video coming out Friday. Do not miss that. It's going to be, you guys are going to be blown away. I can't wait. I'm so excited to show it to y'all. All my videos come out at 6:30, so I drop every Tuesday and Friday, and I pop shorts in randomly throughout the week when I got time. I haven't had time lately.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
y'all go follow Joe if you're not already. Everybody in the chat, go give them a follow, show them some support and love.
Definitely. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You guys go ahead and click on anyone in my chat here. Go subscribe to all of them. All a great group of people. I'm not even going to begin to name them off because there's like 50 of y'all, but I love all of y'all. You guys, thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Nice.
Appreciate it. Make sure and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Check out my videos. I upload every Tuesday and Friday, and I go live every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. And I always try to make it as exciting as I can. And we got some pretty cool lives coming up because I'm going to be out of town. So I'm going to do them at an undisclosed location until it pops up on the screen for y'all. But
Okay.
no, you guys are gonna get to see the reveal of Jimmy's cage complete in full, everything minus the filter because he ate both of them in the temporary enclosures while I was working on it. So I have to buy or make a new filter system for his thing, which is okay. I'm actually thinking about talking with Justin. I've seen some of his videos. I'm thinking about making my own filter, like a bucket filter.
I see a lot of people do that, man.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot less prone to getting torn up, especially by something like a gator.
That's what I was thinking. Like if I can set it up with just like PVC tubing where I got an inlet and an outlet and
Yeah.
I'll use an external pump if I got to, like a small external water pump, whatever I got to do to actually run the system.
Right.
That's going to be my plan because dude, he just destroys fucking everything like water heaters. I'm actually going to try something different. Instead of running like a water heater in the water, I'm putting one of those 250 watt red bulbs above his water feature.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that'll heat it up that level with the flow enough. We're gonna test it and see, because it's pretty warm down here anyway. Like
Yeah.
it's about 80 degrees down here. So I think with that red light above it with the water flow, it should keep the water right about where I want it for him. If not, I'll have to go with another in-water system, but he chews them up like they're fucking toys.
Or even maybe like a heat source underneath on a thermostat.
Yeah, that's my other option that I'm going to try. I'm thinking that the red bulb will work pretty good because being the size of the cage, it should create enough heat to where the water actually, if the water was still, it would actually probably get the water too hot. But the fact that it's going to be flowing with the filter, it should be okay.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But then he'll have his nice basking lights and stuff in there. He's gonna love it. He's been
That'd
pissed
be
off
cool
at me.
too. I'll be waiting to watch it for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. Like I keep peeking over and looking at it, and I can't even believe it. Like I'm literally just waiting for the grout to dry. Tomorrow morning, the tub's getting filled with water, and he's going back in there. I'm super stoked.
You used a lot of recycled material to build that too, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much all recycled material. The plants I bought, like all the plants for the background I bought, that actually ended up being a little bit pricey. And then like the grout and mortar and stuff I bought. Other than that, everything else was recycled material.
Nice. I'm excited to see it, man. It looked like it was coming along nice.
Yeah, dude, it's super, super, super exciting. It's gonna be bitching. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. It's been a great live. Appreciate everyone on here. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and follow everyone on here. Go subscribe to Grim anyway. Bring him back to YouTube. Otherwise, make sure you guys go and check out my TikTok at What's in Your Backyard on TikTok. I just started it. I find the cave. I already got 6 of them up there. They're a lot of fun to make. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and make funny ones next. My kids are funny. I'm funny sometimes. All right, guys. Been an awesome live. See you next one.
Appreciate it, Jeff.